welcome. Thank you for joining me for episode 7, titled, In a New Day, Dreams Come True. For my podcast, Nichel Anderson, Short Stories and Beyond, for Season 1, 2017 to 2018, that I will release weekly clips from the full short story of that week, which sometimes under the paid patron page, meaning that periodically I might do a bonus for those that are not currently a patron, where I will have the short story available for public view. But most of the time, these will be only clips, snippets of the actual full short story audio podcast that I am uploading. You can get more information on my Patreon page, the link info, and other information associated with gaining access to the full short story episodes, plus rewards based on your paid level, will be provided for you in the episode description, as well on the official website that I'm tying this podcast to, which is MOLIAE. The homepage for this podcast is located on my Spreaker account. So that means that I also will have a link directly there that will list all of my previous episodes for this show in order, so you can look at each previous episode and take a look at that. Okay? In this podcast, it initially started with the MOLIAE theme. That's one of my popular productions, and my heart and joy, of course. I will continue the next few weeks developing this particular season of MOLIAE, as well as going forward I will look at modern stories. But for now, I had decided to kick off this first podcast dealing with my writing, particularly Nichel Anderson, Short Stories and Beyond, to feature MOLIAE. Right now, that production is still in prep phase, meaning that it is in the prep phase to return. It is the prestige return of MOLIAE stage play to return back to stage. In the meantime, this podcast will mostly feature MOLIAE storyline, the characters, some from the book, some from the rhapsodes of the short plays that I did, the stage plays that I did, and expand on that so you can get a better feeling of these characters and connect with them. So when we do officially make that announcement that we hit stage and our run dates, you will be more connected. It's a more interconnected way of an experience with the whole storyline. Now, this particular MOLIAE is from my book that started it all over 20 years ago. The book is entitled Mitsrayim, a memoir. Again, that information will be in the episode description section, where you can find out where you can purchase the book. It is available on Amazon.com and Barnes & Noble, as well as any other retailer. So let's begin. In this episode 7, titled, In a New Day, Dreams Come True. So let's recap from the last episode, 6. In that particular episode, it was entitled No Way Out But All In. We focused mostly on Comrade Tatar, where prior to episode 6, to find out what led to that, to listen to episode 4. And then it continued and jumped ahead to episode 6. So what happened last week, pretty much in that episode, is where we're finding out, once Comrade Tatar realized that the military force that Queen Hagar, that currently is the sole ruler, that most people are being informed after some type of altercation, it seems like some type of battle or war, gave the call to their spy, their military spy Halak, to send 400 guards and allies to support Comrade Tatar. He enters the tent of one of the known enemies, and there is a confrontation. Now, that was pretty much the clippet of the full short story. To find out actually what happened and what seemed to be coming next, you will have to become a patron. And to get that access, again, it's located on my Patreon page, and that information is in this episode description for you to take a look at. But that's where we left off, pretty much the big element in episode 6. And to find out what else happened, of course, you have to become a patron to get that access. So let's go ahead and start and begin in this episode 7, titled In a New Day, Dreams Come True, for my podcast, Nichel Anderson, Short Stories and Beyond. Let's get started. Opening scene. Meanwhile, in Mitsrayim, in the royal palace, Queen Hagar is holding Princess Hannah's hand as they approach the secret location to the royal room to where King Mahlon was located. The 2 royal guards opened the door and they entered. Princess Hannah gasps in joy, seeing her father, but knew beforehand, as her mother instructed, to be easy with him, due to her father's wounds were still healing. The 2 walked over to King Mahlon, as Ezri and 3 high-ranking royal female attendants were nearby, helping to adjust the king as he sat up, noticing his family had entered. They were initially blocking his view, Ezri and the royal attendants, but he felt his family entered, so he peeked forward to see Princess Hannah, looking so beautiful, just as her mother. Princess Hannah had on her favorite garment. It was draped down to the floor, wrapped around her shoulders, the color of sheer light gold, draped with a light turquoise. She had a gemstone plate that in the middle had the family stone of emerald colors. Her hair was dark as the Nubian sky, with eyes as bold as her father. The king speaks first, in a calming voice, positioning as a lion on a ridge. Let me see my family. Ezri and the royal attendants immediately bowed before the king as they stepped backward out of the way. Princess Hannah let go of her mother's hand and slowly walked towards her father in a calm facial expression. He never left her eye contact. He reached out both arms and she ran to him. Ezri and Queen Hagar, along with the female royal attendant, stepped forward to make sure the king was okay, but King Mahlon raised his hand that it was okay. As he hugged tightly his daughter, their moment seemed forever, as both did not want to let go of each other. I love you, Father, and my heart will always love you, Hannah. He looked up to Hagar. She was draped in the most whitest garment. Her gemstone plate was decorative in 12 emerald and sapphire. Her hair was draped ribbon from white to gold in a pattern that signified the statue of those within the realm of Mitsrayim. When he looked up to Hagar, they shared a private moment in feeling the joy amongst them to his recovery and how Princess Hannah was handling it as a young wall. He gazes down to Queen Hagar's belly and back up at her. Queen Hagar shakes her hand in no to symbolize she had not told Princess Hannah of the new baby coming. He nods, reading Queen Hagar's signals. Suddenly, there was a secret knock to get approval to enter. The king answers before anyone else. "Enter, you may," still holding Princess Hannah, as she is now curled up really close and tight to her father in complete bliss of happiness. The royal doors open. It was one of the top of the Mitsrayim Royal Elders Council member, Tesna. He enters. "In your presence, I am most grateful for your wellness, King Mahlon, and in yours, Queen Hagar, as well as the young Princess Hannah." King Mahlon speaks. "Indeed, Tesna, and we are grateful for you to keep my wellness no farther than between us here. The rest of the council members of Mitsrayim will learn soon enough." Tesna nods and responds in a way that instantly the rulers knew he was arriving here out of concern. He nods again before the rulers. "I come here in your royal presence to announce the Orions and the Nephilist region council members are here for your final say, Queen Hagar, in the matter at hand." Queen Hagar and King Mahlon looked at each other and in a telepathically way communicated what was next to say and do. Queen Hagar nods at King Mahlon before she turns to face Tesna. "I will meet with them now. Have a royal scribe be in ready for the final say." Nodding and bowing before the Queen and King Mahlon, Tesna stepped aside as Queen Hagar walked out of the room, and Tesna followed, motioning the guards to get the royal scribe. "Ete wata, eta," he said to the guards. King Mahlon looked down at Princess Hannah, that was beaming as brighter than Apsu. Now just the two of them, with Ezri not far away with the royal female attendants. King Mahlon and his daughter Princess Hannah shared a moment. In Sumerwan cuneiform, the king speaks. "Heg no finna as na." Translation: "It shall be a good day, Hannah." Smiling still so brightly, Princess Hannah responds in Sumerwan cuneiform, "Ente nere as napa." Translation: "It already is, Father." End scene. So thank you for tuning in this week to my podcast, Nichel Anderson, Short Stories and Beyond. So long.